Well, we're really in the throes of making the book now. In this episode, I will be looking at how to make layouts. Hello, my Space Cat chummonlies. It's me, Jules, with another video on drawing and publishing. And this time it's episode 5 of Make a Picture Book. If you've been following along, you'll know that I've shown you how I've gone about the writing, the colour studies and the character studies, and having a think about publishing the book further down the line. Now I'm looking at how to lay out a book. If you're interested in making your own book, I do have a course called Make a Picture Book, which has tons of information in it, as well as some drawing tutorials to go alongside. The link is in the description. Shall we start? Here's a little reminder of where we are at the moment. I started off with doing some thumbnail sketches for a 28-page book, a normal sized picture book, with a few notes in of things that I couldn't get into the little thumbnails. But this is where I realised that actually this is not going to be a long enough book to tell the story. So I moved on to doing some slightly larger thumbnails of the story as I saw it as a longer book. This is up to page 39, but this is about half of it. So you can see that the story actually does develop quite a lot more than I would have given it room to in a 28-page book. So this is what I'm working from at the moment. I've got in my folder here different sketches and notes of things that I've already completed, and also the text. So I was looking at the first page, which is this one up here. Before I started, I made myself a template. So this is one single page with a bit of bleed as well. So this darker inner line is where I would expect the cut marks to be, and I've given myself 5mm around the edge for a bleed. And from that, looking at this page here, which is, the words for this are, "It was a glorious dusk, the sort that follows a perfect summer's day. Vincent the vegetarian vampire bat left the castle for an evening saunter. There are a few things that you should know about Vincent." So I was thinking about that page, and I came up with this. So here is Vincent. I had to go back and look at both him, his character, and also the castle that I'd previously drawn, because as I'd said in a previous video, it's now 9 years since I produced this book, so lots has happened between then and now, and I can't remember exactly, without looking at it, what the castle looks like. So I did go back and look at all my old artwork before I started drawing this first page. I have developed it a bit as well, but it is recognisably the same castle. So this is a close-up of him leaving the castle. There's the outline of it. I wanted there to be a reasonable amount of contrast around him here, because I see him as being quite well lit from the sun, which is still kind of just hovering behind the horizon, giving this beautiful sunset, and I wanted to see this moon rising, so I've given that the dark area around it, and I'm already thinking about the colour situation of this spread. The next spread is a double page spread. So when I was drawing my template, which I placed underneath the layout sheet, so this isn't tracing paper, it's a layout sheet, which is similar but a bit more opaque. You can just about see the lines through it. So I laid that underneath, but I took away, because this is a double page spread, I took away that 5mm either side, and I've just joined it there in the middle. This page is all about explaining what Vincent is like, what his character is. So I decided to put in a few of these thought bubbles, and he's actually clinging to one of them. Then his castle is in the background again, and this shows you that it's on the edge of a cliff. So we've already got the sea, there's the sea over here, and talking about what his day-to-day life is like and where he lives. Now, spreads 4 and 5, the words are, he headed along the seashore, breathing in the cool evening air and looking for any likely spots for bramble bushes, because brambles are his favourite food. As he flitted over the calm sea, he enjoying the smell of the seaweed and the salty scent you only get with the beach, he heard a funny sound, a sort of sob, snuffle, sniff. It sounded like someone was crying. So with that in mind, I've given him, he's kind of stopped to see what's going on, and he's got this look on his face of, what the heck is that? I've made sure that he's looking in this direction, because this is the page that we want to turn over. If he was looking backwards and there was nothing over here to show what he was looking at, then it wouldn't flow as well. We want the flow to be going from this page, turning over to the next page, and then to the next page. So get your characters looking in the direction that you want the person to turn the pages in, if that makes sense. And that kind of looks like he's stopped halfway through a bit of flight because he's alarmed at a sound. And the other thing about this is I've given it a bit of a border of blackberries, because if you read the first book, it's all about how he hates the sight of blood. Being a vegetarian vampire bat, that's kind of awkward. And he likes blackberries. He'd literally eat them with anything. So this page has got a bit of a border. I've already decided where my text is going to go. Possibly some in this page as well, because there's plenty of space over here. And then all the way around the edge is a blackberry bush border. And it's just a question of drawing in those leaves and, of course, the blackberries. This is what it looks like when I have completed as much as I can at the moment. I can see where my edges of the paper are, and I know that at some points some of these things are going to go over the edge where it's going to be trimmed. So I know I'm going to need to have a bleed. The bleed is the extra bit that you use just in case when the printing is done that the paper slides slightly as it's being printed. So if the paper moves slightly and you lose maybe 2mm or something off the top end of your picture, there is a bit on the bottom to compensate for that. So that's how spread 4 and 5 look. Now, what am I going to do with spreads 6 and 7? This is how it starts. I've drawn myself some crop marks to show me where the edge of the pages will be, and also where the middle, where the join is, the spine. And now I need to think about what the words say and how to produce those on the page with the drawings. So what I'm thinking is that I'm going to have her and her little crab character in the main part of this section of the page, and she's swishing her tail crossly in the water. So we're going to have lots of bits of water flying off of there, and then part of her tail is probably going to come off of this page to show that it's in movement. Text is going to be over on this side, and I think I'm probably not going to have Vincent on this page at the moment. I might change my mind about that. Apart from the fact that he does actually have a line, so I might... Yeah, I'm considering whether to just put the line in down here and not have him in this page at all, or whether to perhaps have him in this area up here and still have his line down here. That's something I need to work out. But these are the sorts of things that I can always change if I need to. This is round 2 of that spread. I've just tidied it up a little bit. I slid it underneath a clean sheet of paper and just drew over the top of it. And I think I'm definitely going to leave Vincent out of it and just put his line, which is hello, said Vincent, feeling very sorry for this poor mite, whatever is the matter, because on the next page he's going to land next to her. So I'm going to leave him off of this page and put him on the next page instead. And this is how I'm going to carry on for the next couple of weeks. I'm going to be working on the layouts for the whole of this book. So I've got something like 66, I think, spreads to do. I'll let you know how I get on. If you'd like further artist tutorials, I have a variety of short courses that will help you. There are real-time sessions looking at painting, drawing and marker pens, among others. And if you're keen on producing your own book, there is a more in-depth course on what you need to know about self-publishing a book with illustrations. And that covers making key decisions, how to make layouts and dummy books, rhythm and pacing, as well as several tutorials on illustrating your book, and a look at the tech. You can either hop over to my website or join me on Patreon for more information. Go on, give it a go! The next thing is to make a dummy book, and that will be coming up in episode 6. It's really important to get the pacing of the story right, and this is one way to do that. If you want to support me in making this book and get yourself some drawing tutorials as well, then have a look at my Patreon page. Pledges start from $3 a month. Thanks for watching. Let me know if you're making a book, because it's great to network with other creative people. Tell me who you're writing it for, and check out my other videos that might help you on your way. I'll see you next time. Nanu nanu!